Good morning, or as they say in Budapest, jó reggelt kívánok, hogy vagy? So start of another week. Hmm. I say that because before I started working on the house, I usually found myself working on the computer, and in doing so, one day would just blend into the other. It would just be just one day, a Monday might as well be a Friday, and a Wednesday could just as well be a Sunday. But now that I've taken it upon myself to address my home, to fix up my home, now I've found myself spending weekends working on the home, and weekdays, doing my business, just like a lot of you out there. no no different, but anyway, I'm sure that it'll get back to normalcy once I'm done. I spent the entire day yesterday. I spent the entire day in the kitchen again. I spent the entire weekend in the kitchen. And yesterday was just organizing stuff, just going through and just organizing the mess, the clutter, and a lot of you, you'll sit there and look at me in my bathrobe in my kitchen, and you think, wow, this guy's really, really organized. He's really got it all together. But if I'd opened up my cupboards, then you'd say, this guy's a mess. This guy is a real mess. And so I spent yesterday just going through and taking everything out of every cupboard and Murphy oil soap and just wiping down inside and outside of the cupboards and organizing, organizing my spices and all that kind of stuff. I didn't alphabetize them. I don't have OCD to that extent. I didn't alphabetize my spices, for God's sake. So when I need turmeric or sage or something like that, I got to look through all the bottles. Is there anybody out there who's got a spice cabinet that you've organized your spices? Hmm. It'd probably be a logical thing to do, I would imagine. Probably Mandy. Is it Mandy? I think that's her name, down in Arizona. Has got has got an organized spice cabinet. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But and who cares? I guess, at the end of it all, who really cares whether Mandy or anyone else has an organized spice cabinet? Hmm. Boy, that's good. I woke up early today. I went to bed early last night at about 8:30, just knowing that I wanted to wake up, early and go out on a bike ride. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be back in that routine, where you have a burning desire to get out there and exercise. Uh, it's it's nice, So I'm going to go out for a ride. I'm going to ride in the dark this morning. I'm going to ride. I don't know, less traffic on the road at 5 a.m. than there is at 7 p.m. And it's nice to get that out of the way before the day actually starts. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I found myself thinking yesterday that over the years I've had a tendency to shine a light on myself, to shine a light on me, and while a lot of people may think that's the purpose of shining that light on myself is to get the attention, and in many ways it is. When I talk about shining a light, it's like shining a light on, the fact that I want to lose weight, or shining a light on the fact that I want to achieve this or want to achieve that, or what have you. And it is, and I'm trying to articulate my thoughts on this. I come up with various thoughts to talk about on the morning on the morning show. I got to keep Ronnie up in the Youngstown, Ohio area entertained. But I was joking because he watched he I was talking to him on the phone yesterday, and he made a comment about, that how nice or something my yellow kitchen turned out. Every now and then I'll be talking to somebody and they'll make a reference to something I say in my videos, which gives me the knowledge that they watch they're one of the two or 300 people that watch my videos. But I don't shine when I shine a light on myself. One of the biggest reasons is because it puts me in the spotlight, and I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. And by shining the light on me, it puts me in that position where I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail remodeling my house. I don't want to fail. And well, some people might say, well, gee, I I don't want to fail, but I don't need to shine a light on me. But that's all. That's all well and good. But I wasn't built that way. So usually when I shine a light on myself, that's the purpose. That's the purpose, is because I don't want to fail at something. I don't want to fail at remodeling my house. I don't want to fail at any losing weight. I don't want to fail at um, going down to Australia for the 18th trip of a lifetime. You know, I don't want to. I just don't want to fail. But anyway, 18th trip of a lifetime. I think about that. I think about all the places that I've traveled in this world, and God knows how many trips of a lifetime I've taken. It's just, hmm, it never ceases to amaze me, all the places that I've traveled, and all the places, all the people that I've met, and all the things that I've done. Never ceases to amaze me. But hmm, anyway, that's about all that's on my mind. Well, it's not all that's on my mind, but I'm going to keep it short today, and get out on the road. Um, in closing out, I'll tell you that I spent all day yesterday, as I did, in the kitchen, but I was listening to KZST on the radio. I was listening to KZST, which is a radio station out of Santa Rosa, California. And all day they weren't playing music like they normally would. They were taking phone calls from people with the fire, and it's a massive, what a massive fire, right in my neighborhood, right where I used to live. I used to drive those roads, bike those roads, and that fire's big. I've got friends that have evacuated, wondering whether their houses are going to be there when they go back, and what have you. Just a big fire. All the while, I keep thinking to myself that I don't know that I would say that I'm glad that I moved away from there. Glad that I bought my house here. But that being said, California is a real mess right now. It's still one of the most beautiful places on earth, but it is a mess. It is a real mess. So anyway, I woke up this morning to the news that Donald Trump, President Trump went to the World Series game last night. and he got booed. He, he got booed, and they were cheering, "Lock him up." And boy, you know what? I gotta tell you, I was the guy can't is the expression he can't win for losing or something like that. Um, I just can't quite figure it out. That guy, our president, is hated by so many people. I look back over the years of different presidents in my lifetime, and there was GW, and there was Barack Obama, and there was just on and on and on down the list. But I can't ever recall a single president being as hated as Donald Trump is. And what's interesting about that is that, unless I'm mistaken, things have been going pretty damn well under his administration. I mean, the economy, my retirement account has gone like this. Not that's not the only, indication of whether he's doing well or not, but unemployment, unemployment is at record lows. I think that, unemployment among African Americans is at all-time all-time lows. I just don't. Yeah, don't know. I don't like to bring politics into my morning into my morning show, but for those of you out there that are Trump haters, share your thoughts. What is, are you worse off now than you were 3 years ago? Is your life that worse off now than you were 3 years ago? He hasn't gotten us into any wars. He's been pulling us out. I just don't get it. And I think that a lot of it, a lot of the feelings towards him are just based upon hate. They're just based upon hate, nothing more than hate. It's one thing to disagree with somebody politically and to not like somebody because of their political, beliefs or what have you. But when your feelings are just motivated on hate, hate is not a healthy emotion. So for any of you out there that are anti-Trump, share your comments. I want to hear. What is it? What is it about President Trump? That's made the United States worse off than it was than before he took office. What is it? Is it the unemployment? Is it the what is it? I don't get it. I don't get it, and I'd be curious to know. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm jumping on the Trump bandwagon, mind you. Personally, I probably wouldn't want to take a trip with. I would probably take a road trip with Skip Smith before I take a road trip with Donald Trump. Even if I had to listen to Skip, even if I had to listen to Skip every time he was going to do something like go to the bathroom or something like that, say, "All right, see you on the other side." I'd probably rather take a road trip with Skip Smith than I would with President Trump. But that being said, you got to give credit where credit is due, and that is and personally, I think that the Trump administration has been doing a good job. I intend to vote on him again. I read an article the other day about the situation of California, and I wish I could find it to share it with you, but it was a commentary about how bad California is right now. People are fleeing California by the thousands, and their major cities are just cesspools of homeless people and needles on the street. And, they've got apps like in San Francisco, one of the most beautiful, what used to be one of the most beautiful cities in the world. You got to have an app that shows you the neighborhoods where you're less likely to step in human feces. Seattle, but you get these cities or California, and I know Seattle's not in California, all right, but but California, it's such a beautiful, beautiful place, and look what the left has done to it. Look what the left has done. Look what socialism has done to such a beautiful place as California. The taxes are, I don't know, personal income tax out there like 13%, 14%, something like that. And it's just a mess. California is just a mess. But I see a lot of comments here, and who is this? It might be. I don't know if I can turn these comments on. I don't get these comments all the time. Let's see here. Just starting work, 12-hour shift today. Simon Willen, lock him up. He is a criminal. Yes, he is hated. It is good for you, not for the vast amount of people. You haven't known Obama president that he's made for economy better. You are brainwashed, Tom. You won't get it until he is gone. It's a disgrace. Colette, if it was president, he was a good president. Now you notice how Colette has not specifically said anything that Trump has done. You notice that? I mean, Colette is one of these people that is she's a left wing socialist, and she's one of these people that will spit out all this stuff, but she won't give specifics. She won't give specifics. She won't say, well, yeah, he's locking up little children. Well, she will say something like that. She'll say, well, he's locking up little children, down on the border. And you go back and you look, and I think the Obama administration was doing something similar to the same. But anyway, so that's about it. I can just imagine the thumbs down that I'm going to get from this video. But Colette, why can't you accept the election result? Democracy will die. That's it. But anyway, but Colette and Harry are both in Ireland, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're both in Ireland. Yes, you don't. I can't, and you can't undermine my opinion. But no, I don't think that you can give specifics. Colette, I think that your opinion is based on hate. I think that you hate that man. I didn't, personally, Barack Obama, I didn't hate him. I didn't hate Barack Obama. I didn't hate Jimmy Carter. I didn't hate, well, Clinton. Clinton, I don't know. I'm not even going to say that I hated Clinton. I don't, generally speaking, I don't hate anybody. Now, Colette, can you say that? Can you say, I don't hate Donald Trump? Can you say it? I bet you can't. I bet you can't say, I do not hate Donald Trump. Okay? I bet you can't say that. And, at the end of the day, hate is yes, I can. No, he is not. No, it is not hate. He is not a hater. I didn't hate. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to get off the topic of politics. But, can you give, Colette, can you give President Trump and his administration credit? Can you give him credit for what they announced yesterday as far as killing the leader of ISIS? tracking him down and killing him like a dog, or he killed himself, the little coward. Um, can you give President Trump credit for that? What else can you give President Trump credit for? Can you give him credit for anything? Is there anything that you can give him credit for? But anyway, oh, I got off on a tangent. On a positive note, I'll do the question of the day. Alexa, what's the question of the day?
Welcome back. Here is today's question of the day. The topic is general knowledge. It is worth 4 points. Le Monde is a daily French newspaper. What does the term Le Monde mean in the French language? You can choose from A, every day, B, the current, C, the river, or D, the world.
What is D, the world?
You have 3 correct answers in a row.
Wow.
You have earned your 10th general knowledge badge and 4 points. Translating in English to the world, Le Monde is a French daily afternoon newspaper. The organization was founded at the request of Charles de Gaulle in December 1944. Shortly after
Charles de Gaulle. I slept in the same bed. I slept in the same bed as Charles de Gaulle did, interestingly enough. And I did so in the Royal Castle. I slept in the same bed, same room. Well, I don't know I think it was the same bed as Charles de Gaulle in Wawel Castle in Krakow, Poland. And imagine that. I used to sit there and wake up in the morning. The other place that I slept in the same bed. Now I know it was the same bed, okay? And nobody else can, I don't know that anybody else there can say this. I slept in the same bed as William Jefferson, Blythe Clinton, and Hillary. I did. I slept in the same bed as Bill Clinton and Hillary did. And it was the same mattress. It was the same mattress. How do I know that? I was in Birmingham, England, and I was traveling with a lovely lady from Scotland named Amanda, who worked for a hotel chain. And Amanda got us some accommodations in Birmingham at the hotel where they had the G8s at one point in time. You could look it up. I don't remember the name of the hotel. But they put us in the presidential suite not long after the G8. And there we were. We walk into the room and there's a plaque on the wall on this date, on da 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 da, President William Jefferson, whatever, and Rodham Hillary, whatever, Clinton stayed in this room or something like that, And they had all the bulletproof glass. The windows were all replaced with bulletproof glass, and what have you. And they had the big bed. They had the big bed there, and I was coming up in the elevator during my visit there, and there was somebody that worked at the hotel, and I asked him. I said, "Is that actually the bed? Is it the bed that Bill and Hillary slept on, or slept in, or whatever it was? Was that the bed?" And I got distracted by the comments. But anyway, I asked him. I said, "Is that actually the bed?" And he said, "Yeah, yeah." He said, "That's the bed. We haven't changed that mattress out." And that was an interesting experience. But what was really interesting about that whole trip was I woke up one morning and I went in the bathroom, to do the 3 S's. I don't know if any of you out there know what the 3 S's are. Okay. But I went into the bathroom. It's a military term. I went into the bathroom to do the 3 S's. And there I was standing in front of the mirror in this bathroom. The bathroom was probably, I want to say it was the length of this kitchen. And there I was standing in front of the mirror doing one of the 3 S's. Okay. I was doing one of the 3 S's. And as I stood there looking into the mirror, I thought to myself, you know what? The leader of the free world, the leader of the free world probably stood in this very same spot doing the very same thing that I'm doing, and that was quite the feeling. That was really, really quite the feeling. Anyway, that's aside from the fact that, well, I'll save the lonely talk for another video. But anyway, I hope everybody out there has a good day. And Colette, you know what? You're very opinionated, so give us a bulleted list. Just tell me the top three things in your comments, in the comments below. Just name the top three things that Donald Trump has done that has made this country a worse off country. I mean, you're overseas, so I don't know what position you're in to make any comments about the United States. But what are the three things? Just name three things that Donald Trump has done specifically to make America less of a country than it was, when he took office, or make the world. What are three things that he's done to make the world? Be specific. He pulled us out of the Iran deal. Okay, well, specifically tell us, how is that going to make the world, a worse off place? Be specific, Colette. Items 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So anyway, with all that being said, everybody out there have a great day. Take good care.